Friday. Happy
Happy
Friday.
Happy Friday. Hi,
Happy
Susie.
Friday, Susie. Hi, ladies. Great topic. Yes, it is a great topic. It
I
was
was
on my way to the river
I was
again,
on my
and
mhm.
I realized I ran out of time. I'm here. That's the main thing. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
glad
right.
to glad to have you here. Yeah. Today's topic is interesting. Um I have my friend Hilda here. Hi, Hilda. From Nova
Hello.
Scotia's Organic to the
hmm
Lands. Did I say that
hmm
right?
You did. Nova
Okay.
Scotia. Nova Scotia's Organic to the Land Stories. You had it.
To the land stories. I miss stories.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's always great to have Hilda here for the discussions we have. And today it's on my channel. We switch every week. Um, um, and we're trying to build up a routine there. So today's topic, um, I think, is coming kind of from a place of collective urgency that most of us have been feeling. Um, there's also deep clarity, I feel like. We're living in very unstable times,
Mm,
um, very polarized, and especially here in the States, people are feeling shaken, whether it's politically or spiritually or personally as well.
Hello,
But
Moon.
hey, Moon, hi, welcome. Um, but I think beneath all of this noise, there's something rising, and we have been talking about it, Hilda and I. There's this call to lead, to show up differently in our personal and public lives, right? In the community, um, to claim our power in ways that is deeply grounded,
Mm.
right? Not reactive, not from pain.
Right now,
And
right
yeah.
now, we're dealing with two sets of people. You got those of us that have been actually active in doing the work, and we are waking up, and we are going through some massive symptoms right now because of being what do they say? We're going through a refinement process because of being
Mm,
having been upgraded, and that refinement process is uh, a part of that process is memory lane, memories coming
yeah.
forward, uh, clarity, things you may have not looked at, and it's emotions, different things, because that of in which needs to be cleared. It's not that you know what we're. It's all coming back to be examined, but it's coming back to identify to be identified, so that it can be integrated into the new part of who we are becoming. And then you have those that are waking up and don't even realize that they're waking up. They're just waking up knowing that, you know what, listen, something's got to change. So you got those two sets of people that are out there.
Yeah.
I don't want to say ones that are, because the reason why we're waking up right now is to get ready for those ones. So this is a very timely topic, I think, just because of what's happening on the planet right now.
Yeah, and hi mom. My mom is here.
Hello,
Mina.
Mina. I was going to call you
Mina.
Miji. Mina. Well, you can be
You can
Miji today
you
if you want to be.
yeah, she could be meaty. Well, I think the objective here is not to push headlines or um there's no agenda really, but I think what we want to talk about here is how to respond to these moments when
Mm,
we are shaken from the inside out almost. Um and to ask ourselves, where are we being invited to get rid of the old, to shake out the old, right?
hmm
Because then it comes back to the personal, right? Because the personal is all what makes the collective. We have to remember that. um so, and I think that's where leadership, that thing came up in our minds, where it's like, because it is about leadership, right? um to take accountability, to what is real, like soul-led leadership looks like right now. Because what we are seeing right now is a very shadow version of it, and people have started to question. And some people are outright confused, like Hilda said. Some people are very clear. Some people are just kind of like feeling in the abyss and by themselves. But all of us are feeling it, right? And how do we claim back our power? How do we take our power back from the governments, from the systems where we think have taken our power away?
But you said about that. We're all being challenged right now, and that's for our leadership. But we
Yeah.
haven't even learned how to lead ourselves because that's going back again, once again, to the previous comment that I made about some of the symptoms of in which we may be experiencing right now in terms of having flashbacks from the past, having more clarity of things that what I'm going to tell you that really went wrong, having more clarity on what really hurt us, because those are the things what we've been looking away from, that shadow side of ourselves, and continuing to go on, and that doesn't make good leadership. Good leadership is
Mm,
actually looking at that stuff. And so that what you can res- either resolve it, find your peace with it, so that you're not
mm,
uh, active, actively using it when you're dealing with people from a negative standpoint because you haven't healed from it or you haven't processed it.
mm. Right. And it's a good example because yesterday I was at a DMV renewing my license, and it took me like a couple hours because in the States, everything. Oh, hi, Miss Tarody. Welcome.
Hi, Miss
Um,
Sarah D.
and it took me like 4 hours to get it renewed. And I am saying that because everybody's affected because of what's going on, right?
Oh, yeah.
And people were talking there, and everybody was like, what is going on in the system? Because everything is delayed at this point.
Mm,
And we were just talking about it, and people were so open, and the officers that were handling my case, they or people, whatever, supervisors, and they were saying that they were openly sharing that one of the people had their daughter-in-law is on DACA, so which is like people after because she's undocumented or something,
okay.
and they already have a son, and how it's gonna turn out, and everybody is in feeling very anxious at this point. But just talking it out and sharing that makes us feel seen, and it actually helps us calm down and co-regulate, right? um because everybody's going through or is affected in some way or the other through what's going on through these times that we are in. And I will talk about it because I think it is political what we are talking about here.
Absolutely.
There's no point in shying away, especially spiritual people, because that's where people are seeking some answers from, right? If we are going to shy away from talking about these topics, I don't know.
You see, that's the thing right there. Once again, it's like we
Yeah,
are being forced. You see, you know what? If you're a bigot, if you're a bigot, you're going to be, listen, you are being forced to be dealt with. If you have bigotry thoughts, you're
yeah,
being forced. Everyone's being challenged at this particular point. And you have some people that are coming out of the gate, because I use that word bigot because it seems to be what's on the docket right now. It's a lot about immigration and us
right.
against them. And if it's not about
Mm,
immigration, we were dealing with uh, what sex are you? It's always about something
it's always about
that's been
something,
that's been separating us, and whether we want to believe it or not, we do have an opinion about those things.
right?
And you know what? Whether we're acting passive aggressive about it, or we are out there blah 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 about that. But something inside of all of that
Yeah.
needs to change, because what we need to do with all that blah 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 blah, it is in that. Out of all the blah, 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 we must learn how to come together and work together at the end of the day.
Yes,
At the end
because
of the day.
we're all in this together, even if we believe it or not. And um, we can get distracted, and we have ample opportunities to get distracted in today's world. But I think that that is again a bigger topic because we need to do the inner work to be present, and we go back to be present then, because that's where we can then show up for others, right? Um, yeah, I don't know if I'm opening another loophole. Do you have anything to say
Well,
about that?
I was just going to say that, because we were talking about, reclaiming your power. And how do you do that? Like, we're in a very
Yeah,
chaotic time. And yeah, we're in that time of where it's chaotic. Things have broke down.
right.
Um, um, in reclaiming your power when you're feeling very powerless,
Yeah.
is going to be a challenge. It's a challenge. It can be a challenge on your best day. But given these days when, what we have, things happen simultaneously,
Mm.
how do you stop yourself from getting lost in the sauce? And
It,
one
mhm.
of those things I say is, that's the importance of centering, having to go back to your center. Who am I at my core?
Right.
But you have to keep saying that over and over and over again, or you could get very taken away with everything and find yourself picking sides and all of that. Um, if it hasn't got a solution that's for everyone, then we need to rethink it. Simple as that, because we're all
Yeah.
in this together.
Right. And I think I came up with few questions for all of us also in the chat, because I think this is okay. Everybody's facing audio issues here. Could someone verify, or video issues? Because my mom is um saying she's having audio issues. There was some.
Yeah, can everyone hear us? Because I'm hearing you really clearly. That was like the last time we had issues. You're there talking to me. I'm not seeing that you're
I
frozen.
know.
You couldn't see that you were frozen. We were fine until I looked at the playback. And simultaneously, we were both giving faces like,
I know. It
you
was
go
so
like that,
funny.
and then I go like that. Oh, well. It's all right. Good for the
Um,
camera.
okay, Moon says she can hear us.
You can hear us.
Mom,
Good.
she could just move to my room and hear me. Susie is saying that's how we call our power back, speaking truths to power, standing in
Yes,
our own authenticity, I think.
yes,
Yes. And
yes.
okay, so it's going back to I came up with some questions because I do want everybody to reflect on this, because that's how we become leaders in our own life, right? You're both fine audio and video. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Excellent.
Thanks for confirming that. So
Thank you.
everybody feel free to join in the chat. Um,
Absolutely.
so when was the last time you felt provoked, right? And it's not by someone else, but by your own soul, your inner voice. Because I think that's where we are going. Because the conscience, I think, is where
Oh.
true leadership comes from, right? So,
Absolutely.
um,
That's a good one. Keep going. I should let
hi
you finish,
Sabrina.
but I'm
Oh
I'm
yeah,
finish your question.
just saying hi to Sabrina. Welcome.
Hi,
Um,
Sabrina.
Hope you're having a good day. I had questions about her name. Finally, I know how she spells it. I'm like, is it Sabrina? Is it Sabrina? Okay, good. So
Why
yeah,
was I
if
spelling it wrong? I was spelling it wrong again.
I
See?
guess
Well, listen. I speak the name wrong. I spell it wrong. You guys shouldn't have such difficult
we have to
names.
call you out.
I
Okay.
know. Call me out again. That's all right.
Okay. So yeah, the question is, when was the last time you felt provoked by your own inner voice? And it can be really small. And I guess what's been stirring in you lately, right? Because all of us, our inner voices are very loud if we take the time to listen. So yeah, uh, yeah,
Oh, yeah, like the things that need to change have been really stirring with me. Like, um, um, whether it is, because I mean, I'm human like every single buddy else. No, not that I thought I was an alien or anything like that, but you know what? Sometimes because you know what, you're in front of the camera. Don't get it twisted with me, because I can tell you that, you know what, I'm being upgraded like everybody else. I got things that I got to work on too, just like everybody else. And so, very, very good question. So, in saying in answer to your question,
just a minute, Hilda. So Miss Tarody, my question was, when was the last time you felt provoked, um, by your inner voice? Carry on, because she had a question.
no,
Yes.
that's all right. Um, Yeah, but you were asking like when was the last time? Probably this morning. You know
Mm-hmm.
what? Okay. You know, you know what you got to do. You know what you got to do. So you know what? Being challenged to make some difficult decisions. So yeah, and that was definitely my inner voice, which has been uh challenging me, shall we say. My inner voice has been challenging me, especially this past couple of weeks. And it was probably, truth be told, before that, but I really noticed that it's it's heightened. There's no getting away from myself. Because spirit is saying, you know what, listen, with or without you, you're being upgraded. So yeah,
Mm,
you know, and that's what I
mm.
mean about not resisting it. It's the not resisting it. And is there a level of difficulty with it? There are. I'm not going to make. Listen. When it comes to sometimes relationships are hard to let go because of whatever the nature of that relationship is. At the end of the day, if it's not serving your highest good, and it hasn't served your highest good,
Mhm.
and you gotta address that. If or so these are the kinds of things that we are being challenged with right now, basically. That being an example.
Yeah. Yeah, I think in my personal life, it's been um letting go of outgrown roles,
Right.
um and specifically in my career where I'm being asked to let go of the role that I very nicely play, but it's not fulfilling, right? And when it has been there for a while, it that's what my inner voice has been telling me, that I need to let go of that. You have outgrown
Mm,
it, you're ready for the next chapter. Be the fool again. If you know tarot, be the fool again, start new. And the spirit got you. And the inner voice is firm but very loving at the same time. So definitely I think that's been, yeah, that's been my answer. Miss Charity says today, challenge to get off my ass and do the spiritual things that I've been putting aside. You see, it is like that. Like sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do.
and
And
Susie says,
oh, sorry. Yeah.
every day, the more I learn regarding my spiritual awakening, the more I realize I have to work at. That's just like charity, just
Mm,
like you said. That's the thing right there. Anything that we've been putting off too, or that we know that, you know what? Okay, we this needs some buffering up.
yeah.
Like I need to clean this up a little bit, or I need to be more consistent, because spirit works with consistency. You know,
Yes.
uh, uh, it's seeing where you're consistent.
Mm, yes. That's true. Yeah. Spiritual awakening. Yes. Oh,
Mm,
it's a thing. Um,
mm.
I send you healing vibes and a lot of prayers, Susie, because yeah,
It's
it's a
not for
thing.
the faint at heart.
It's not.
But then
It's not
again,
gonna placate you in any way.
no.
Moon, yeah. Moon is saying, I would say my inner voice provokes me. It is quite hard for me to separate my identity with my fears and emotions. I know it's a way to protect myself, and it stems from fear. Interesting. It means to me, it means that you are much more than you think you are, Moon. I think when our inner voices provoke us, they are reflecting the us how bigger we are
Yes.
in reality, and that can be intimidating when we are used to certain ways of living or operating from. So
Or playing small. If you've
or
been
playing
playing
small
small
is
because you come up
essentially
in an environment where you know what,
yes,
you can't, you were shunned when you
yes,
showed your attributes of either leadership or strength, or it wasn't acknowledged. So, you know what? You started shrinking yourself in order to handle in the room. It's like that's another thing that's
yeah,
happening right now, baby girl, in terms
yeah.
of, you know what, not being able to shrink. I ain't shrinking no more to go into a room. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to speak what it is that I got to speak, and I'm going to do it unapologetically. I'm not going to do it to offend, nor do I want
Right.
to offend. But you know what? Yeah.
But I also want to add here that these things can happen simultaneously, right? You can be scared, but you can also choose to show up or do the
Yes.
things that scare you. And it's
Yes.
completely normal, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
and it takes, like Hilda said, it takes consistency to get out of these patterns. It's not a one-day thing because it didn't build up in a single day, right? Um, So you need to just keep going. You're doing great. Mr. D says, as you know, I make magical items, and that takes ingredients. The morning I get dressed and went to the park and burned a cigar that I needed the ashes from. I can't burn those in the house. Oh, okay. She makes magical items and she needed to do this to put it in her whatever she's creating. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, got it.
So,
Thanks for the context. Okay, yeah, it makes sense. Spelling and grammar are awful today. It's okay. I get it. Moon feels we affirmed her. Okay. Yes, just show up. Okay, awesome. Do you have anything else to say about that, Hilda? Can I go to the
no,
next
you
one?
can. You
Okay.
know what? I think we nailed it.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Um, Another question was, what does leadership mean to you when no one is watching?
Mm.
So just sit with it and just feel into this. What does it look like behind closed doors? Who are you behind closed doors? Right? Um,
A
yeah.
little authentic, which means you know what? I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to tell anybody nothing that I have not already done myself or not working on myself. I'm
Mm,
not going to ask somebody to go into a trench that I would not go into myself, which means I got to do. I'm doing my own work, so that means when I'm by myself, I'm doing my work. When
mm,
I'm with people, I'm doing my work. Am I making sense?
yes.
That uh, what does leadership mean to me? You said to me is being authentic, because you know we don't have a lot of authentic leadership. And I think what we're looking for is authentic people who are ready to lead, that
Yeah,
have the leadership in them.
that is beautiful. I think that to me, that is completely non-negotiable for being a leader. I feel like not doing the inner work, showing up for yourself. Um, because and I'm reflecting on my life, right? Where we are taught that, oh, you are this person and you have things to do and you are a citizen of this country and this and that and all the roles and responsibilities and profession we have. And it can actually bog you down. It's not like
Yeah.
you can't handle it, but I don't think it leaves you enough space to then see yourself because you're so bogged down by that roles and expectations. And I think part of for me, leadership meant letting go of the stuff that is not me, right? And that is doing the work, right? And so that you can see the real you and you can show up for yourself first. And then when you do that, you can show up for others too. But I don't think you can fake it. I just don't think you can fake it. You know what I mean?
And I want to say this. No, well, many do. Many do, but
Well,
it's not successful. And usually the
it's not.
outcome of faking your leadership, it's noticed soon into the game. But to me,
Exactly.
also a good leadership, you bring leadership out of the people that you're leading. You're leading them, you're teaching people also how to lead themselves.
Right.
Because everyone's looking for a leader, but you know what? Bring in the leader out of different people because we all got different attributes that we do bring to the table. So a good leader is going to try and identify those attributes in amongst the people that he's leading and or organize that, no matter how big, as opposed to lording it over on people.
Right.
You want to bring the leadership out of people. And I that's how I see leadership.
Right. And I think that what you say, what you said makes, I completely agree with it because to me, leadership is also being vulnerable. You're not this
Right,
impenetrable, this being that has no faults and all at all. Um, I think being a leader also means you see yourself as a human, so you can show up for others too. You can be
right.
compassionate, and then you can, you know, like you said, reflect back to them what they can do, right, with their lives. Just you being yourself. I think that's what leadership means to me. Just you being yourself actually is enough for people to then be themselves, right?
Because then you can be alpha, not
Yeah.
uh, uh, dominating
Yeah.
or because dominating is different from being alpha.
It's about control. It's a very
Right.
yeah, it's not the same thing.
Where alpha I see is being in control of self,
Mm,
being more in control of
yes.
self, which creates better leadership when you do have better control of yourself.
Yes. Absolutely. Um, I see a lot of messages in the chat. I just wanted, okay. Moon says working for the highest good and embodying your authentic self. So kind of along the same
Mhm.
lines. Yes. Beautiful.
And Charity
And
says
also service, right, is a big component.
it is.
Um, when you show up for others, I think it is a, yeah, I think it's a part of leadership. It's not just about me. Um, definitely. Alana is here. Hi, Alana. Your
Hi,
fridge,
Atlanta.
your fridge got fixed. Oh, I didn't know your fridge. Okay, good for you. Um, Miss Charity agrees with you. Alana says, yes, exactly. I have tuned at the right time. Susie says, behind closed doors, I am the same, constantly working, becoming a better individual. I look not on the outside for leadership. I I'm laughing because I was I learning to lead myself. Okay, you're learning to lead yourself. I'm open to positive suggestions. Okay, beautiful.
Yeah.
Really nice. Um, Leadership is to always be in service of those that you lead. Exactly. If you don't take care of those that we lead, then they won't be able to do what they're here to do. And that is holding space for other. I think that's what holding space
Mm,
for others mean.
mm,
You don't want to change them. You just want to be there for them in their own process of
mm.
the metamorphosis, right? Um, but you are not doing it. You're just giving them. You're just there for them, just supporting them. But it's still they doing the work, right? So it's very different, I think, than what we see
Helping them bring out their best.
helping them bring
Helping
out their
them to
best.
bring out their best.
Exactly. And I think for me, I've felt that that comes with nurturing a gentle environment where you can be yourself. If you're constantly getting criticized, which is what the controlling leadership is about, it's about judgment. You don't grow there because you'll always be walking on eggshells, right?
Yes, that's the thing. But then again, good leadership comes with good communication,
Oh,
which is
yeah.
something else that is also lacking when we see
Yeah.
problems that arise when it comes to any type of leadership, whether it's in the workplace, whether it's in wherever you're seeing leadership. If there is not good communication, it breaks down and it's not dealt with, then it breaks down in the leadership.
Right. Yeah, it's a touchy topic because,
Yeah. We could go on and
yeah,
on and on.
it's a because yeah, because that's what I have seen in my professional life too. People just want to control, and I don't think that's leadership. And I disagree, and I do not. Nobody can tell others what to do. You can guide them, you can
Mm,
offer them suggestions, but no, you can't just show off your power and play with others. I know it's a touchy topic, and I'm getting a bit fired up here because
yeah,
no, I don't
yeah,
allow anybody, even if it's, I don't care. You're still a human, and you should be respectful towards others. Simple. Full stop. Right?
yes.
Your role does not give you power to do play with others' emotions and all that. So, anyways, Susie's saying leaders teach others to stand on their own. ASE. What's ASE? I think I got it. Alana's,
What does ASE mean? Please say it for me because listen, you're looking at somebody that listen. I didn't even know what
I
a
don't
mean
know.
was for the
I
longest time.
guess I don't know either. I think it's just a typo.
Okay, yeah.
um, Alana is saying that's right, Miss Tardy, but being authentically in service means holding space authentically for others, both in public space and outside of it. See their imposter syndrome. Oh yeah, I really feel that most of us have imposter syndrome because we were told stories growing up, and so we have a hard time accepting who we are. I think that's okay. Susie saying you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Mm.
Mm. Well,
That's,
I would not lead a horse to water. I'd be like, whatever. You want water? Go fetch your water.
but the truth of the matter is you can't make people do what
You
they do
can't
not want to
people do.
do.
And
You
you should
can't make
not.
people be where they're not at. That's
And I
another thing, which
and
is
I
one of
think
the lessons
that's
I've been learning.
yeah, and I think that's what respect really means to me, is letting people be who they are and respecting their journey where they're at and see if you want that in your life. Right? Um, Absolutely, we're all humans. ASE same as amen. Okay. Oh, I didn't know that. Means agreement. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
does it? Okay. Well, I
I
just
learned
learned something
something.
new.
Something new too. I learned something
I'll
new
use
too.
it because no, it's short. I can type ASE. I'm gonna Jason, if I had to type is the same as the agreement or whatever. You might be I may be a little bit wrong in the chat.
Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. Awesome. I guess okay, so we oh yeah. Another one that came to mind was that how do you know the difference between the fear that protects and the fear that limits us, right? Because it's fear has a purpose. Um yeah, any personal examples? I would love that. Fear that limits and fear that protects,
Oh boy. Okay.
right? Because I think that's a big
Yeah.
part of leadership.
Yeah. It
When
is.
we there is healthy fear means you're stepping into something better and unknown at a precipice, and other is limiting yourself. Go on.
I would say that you know what the fear that limits is, you know, not wanting to make a decision because you're afraid of what others will think. You're afraid of all the possible outcomes, and it can paralyze you from making the decision. And then, there is the fear. Then there's there's an actual where there's an actual threat, which that what, gee, if I do that, it's gonna have some repercussions, and maybe some of those repercussions will be irreversible. So I don't know if that's answering your question, but when I think of, in terms of my fear uh, gauge,
Yeah.
I can tell that that was not resonating with what you were looking for. So what were you thinking about? So,
No, I was just saying bye, Miss Tarody. Bye.
oh,
I was
bye,
just
Misty.
thank you for being here.
Yes.
Um and sharing your insights. I I think that this is fear that protects and fear that limits. To me, I think you're just saying the same thing. I agree with you. I just see it a bit differently, I guess, in a way that I think we have instincts, right? We have primal instincts, well, just like any other animal has. And to me, the fear that protects are those instinctual fears. Like, mm, you know how fast our muscles are when there is some kind of emergency,
Mm,
right? And so our body almost knows how to handle it, but it will alert us, hey, don't do this. Or if it's hot, our hand will automatically go away, right? And to me, that is a fear that protects because if you don't do it, you're gonna get hurt. And I think we all have that inbuilt. And on the other side, from a psychological side, is where I think the fear that limits come up, the stories that we have been taught, um, society, all of the stuff that the stories that we agree on. And and I think that's where the adult comes in to decide which stories work for me and which are not working for me, which are limiting and which are not limiting, right? Which are making me grow as a person and which are
mm,
not making me grow as a person. And so I think it's very personal. There is no template here. It's very personal because everybody has a unique journey to
yeah,
decide, is this making me grow, right? Because sometimes we need to experience um like discomfort to to grow, right?
yeah,
Like a mother, she becomes a mother through discomfort. That's the price you pay, right? I'm
That's
just saying
what we've been
physical,
going through. Our rubber band has been pulled back
right?
as far as it can go. And we've been given a lot of different things to deal with so that we can grow. So that's a good analogy. That is, yeah, it is a very good
Sometimes
analogy.
you need to go through these pains to become better. And that's why
Yeah.
the challenges we go through in life, I feel, are a fertilizer in a way. And that's a good discomfort. That's a fear that actually makes us grow. Um, it is short in the short term, it is painful, but then in the long run, it actually is not limiting. So I think it's there are instinctive fears, and then there is like fears that we need to
You
sort
know, I was
through.
just thinking when you were talking about that, I was thinking automatically, I was thinking about growing up in the family that I grew up in
Right.
and changing my mindset about a lot of different things. And yet, a lot of the things that I changed my mindset on, they were not, my family was not in agreement with a lot of the things that I changed my mindset on. And yet, I still walked into the same space sharing it. So,
Mm,
knowing that I wouldn't even be evaluated the same way. And really, I'm still not. I don't care. But my
right.
point being is that in its initial, that was not easy. It was not easy making the changes, and
Yeah.
less difficult today. But it was not always easy.
Right. And but it has made you the person who you are today. Right.
Oh,
Um, and I think, and you can expect that on the first stage, and that's why we have multiple stages. Um, Acceptance comes after a long way, right? Um, it's you can't expect a person to forgive on the first stage. So, but I think that eventually everything that happens actually makes us grow and help us decide what we don't want.
yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
the families we grew up in, or the society or environment we grew up in, is exactly helping us decide that we don't want it, right?
And most of the time, you know what? Unfortunately, and I'm not going to say unfortunate because you know what? We all sign contracts, but of in which the contracts of in which we sign, they were there for lessons. They were not there for forever.
No, that's
That's
how you
that's
know
uh,
it's not forever.
that's the thing right there. And I think that, but we've been programmed in most of our families. It's like programmed that you know. Blood thicker than water. Families always first. It doesn't give you any, as you would say, autonomy. You're not thinking of your own
Mhm.
autonomy during that whole process. It's about something
Right.
that's inferior to you. So, you know, um, and depending on the family that you've been in, and where that family loyalty looks like, or how it's been programmed, uh, it can be 10 times as challenging, to come up against that course of thinking and
Right.
find your own
Yeah.
autonomy, you know?
And I guess that's the fear that limits us, but it can actually make us grow if
Makes
we
us
if we
grow.
if you're ready to let go of it, if you're ready to
Absolutely.
get
Absolutely.
rid of that skin,
Mm,
like the snake sheds its skin, right? Are we ready to do that? Because I think, yeah, it's a really great topic, and it's just,
it is.
yeah.
It is.
Susie's saying fear that protects guides us safely through life. The fear that limits is usually based on how others will view us based on ego. That's people pleasing, right? Again, people pleasing is another limiting
Yep.
pattern that we build based on childhood, where we wanted to be loved, right? Um, and it's a survival mechanism, people pleasing, and which most of us have, and we're still processing.
And that can
Um,
be 10 times difficult depending on the dynamics that went on inside that family. And if there was trauma bonding and all of that, that's going to make those dynamics look like it's something completely,
Yeah.
it's
Tell
a,
me about
oh,
it.
it goes deep. It goes deep. But anyways, on to the
See.
next. I'm sorry.
Yep. No, you're fine. I only changed the okay. Alana is still on the horse and the water thing. Okay. Um, okay. Susie's saying family toxicity. I saw that, Alana. Okay. Yeah, family toxicity is again a
Mhm.
limiting um pattern or beliefs conditioning, right? Okay. Beautiful. Um, I guess we have time for one more question. Okay. And feel free to ask questions or if you think we're missing anything,
This
we
might
don't
be a
know
good time
everything.
to ask a question, actually,
Yeah.
because we've got about 15 minutes left
Yeah,
before
let's do
you
that.
got to go.
Yeah. If you don't, then I will ask another question that I wrote. But feel free to ask any questions or comments or yeah. Yeah, I think that the it gives a lot of fulfillment and sovereignty to be able to lead our lives. And I think that's what makes a great leader. First, we have to be,
Mm.
and I think that's what leadership is, lead your own life because we have a lot of things going on, right? We look outside for that. How can anyone know what you need except you?
And it's really funny that you should talk about sovereignty because that is what's on the table. Our
Yeah.
sovereignty, our
Yeah.
sovereignty is on the table.
Table.
And you will need to find the leader in you, which means you'll have to find your courage. That's what we're all being uh, asked to do
Right.
on a deeper level and not subscribing back into having someone lead you that is the collectively into it's about a working more together
Right.
to create that something new because I was watching I saw this video and this gal was just delivering her message to the collective. And one of the things, she said, we should start the conversation on what that new world looks like. What do we want it to look like? We need
Yeah.
to start having those conversations. You can't have all this breakdown going on. And when we're coming together, you know, what we're going to talk about the breakdown, are we going to talk about how we want it to look different? So that's maybe that's another up and coming
Yeah. And I
conversation.
think that we are all choosing a new world or whatever it is we are choosing it every day. We need to remember that.
Right.
We are choosing it regardless. So why not then imagine? And I think imagination is a great tool we all humans have. Why not start focusing on what we do want and what we do want to change and what is exactly what, you know, it's a beautiful thing. And that's what we're here for. I think we're here to play. We're not here to I don't know. If you look at nature, it's there's so much abundance. I feel a lot of abundance from nature. But I don't know why we humans are just I'm opening another loop rabbit hole, but
Well, you know what is well, but you do make a good point. Where when you don't play, you can't
yeah,
create.
you
And they've
can
got us
create.
here in survival mode. And then, you said,
Yeah.
here's how we're creating it. By every day we choose to do our work. Every day we decide to think differently. So I'm saying
Mm,
every day, every moment, because we've got moments. Now everything is in a moment. So I think
yeah,
every moment that you make a choice to think yourself in the new world, every time you make a choice to,
exactly.
um, disengage from the current one in terms of systems and whatnot, we're doing the thing. We're doing the thing every day. Now,
Exactly. And
yeah.
it's exciting. It's something I'm so excited about the future. And I keep talking about it because yes, we are choosing it, you know?
Yeah.
and we can choose a different life. If we want something else, that's what we're here for. Nobody stopped anybody, really.
The fact that we have a choice and we were thought that we didn't have a choice, but we do.
Yeah, we
We
do.
do have a choice. And
Okay.
our
Yeah,
choice doesn't have to be amongst the boxes of them which have been presented to us. Because you know what? I like limitless choices.
yeah. I guess nobody has a question, so I can ask another question.
Go ahead, ask me another question.
Um, Let me see. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about divine masculine energy because
Mhm.
I know people we have issues with men and the toxic masculine and patriarchy and all of that, but I feel that creating a new society demands a healthy version of masculine that provides stability and structure as well, right? Because masculine, of course, the ideas come from the divine feminine, but it's the masculine that then implements it. Um, so, what structures in your life, and everybody in the chat, please feel free. What structures in your life feel supportive, and which ones feel like cages, I guess? Like healthy responsibilities, what I'm talking about, because we do need to show up. I think that's a masculine energy to show up. Like we are doing this live. We thought about it, but we're now talking
Okay,
about this,
so
right?
so I want you to ask that question to me one more time because
What
you know what?
structures?
I've had me thinking about a man, and I'm talking about and you're talking about my masculine side and how it shows up. Okay, so
it's
ask the
I
question again.
I think having a man for me also counts as a healthy, supportive masculine energy that
Hmm.
gives you stability and security. Again, I might touch, I know people hate that word. Okay. What structures in your life feel supportive and which ones feel like cages? Structures, I'm talking about. Yeah. Because I do want people to think about masculine in a different way. Because we're like, oh, men did this and men did that. And well, you do need masculine energy. We realize that, right? To change the world.
Yeah.
So
What structures in my life feel like they're more masculine?
feel supportive and which ones feel like cages?
That's a good question for somebody like myself who, you know what? Um, I would have to honestly tell you that I don't feel that there are too many I don't think there are any structures. And you know what? Maybe I'm not giving it enough thought, but if you really want to know the truth, I don't I'm not seeing the healthy version of the masculinity
Yeah.
or the masculine presence uh, when it comes to um, the structures that I might need in reference for support. So I don't see it. Instead, I see the opposite. Now, will that change? Will there be a change to that? Perhaps, but I don't. Not, I'm not even going to say perhaps because I know that there will be. It has no other choice. We can't keep going with this Piscean, unhealthy, masculine.
Right.
Uh, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, yeah. For me, I think healthy masculine, I feel like because to be creative, which is I think feminine, right? It's chaotic. Feminine energy is chaotic, it's creative, it's loving, it's nurturing. But to live in this world with that energy protected, we need to have a healthy masculine. right? And maybe my question wasn't very clear, but like the structures that we build to keep that inner feminine secure and stable, right? Um, I think for me it is healthy boundaries. Um, is a divine masculine energy, taking care of myself,
Ah,
um,
yes, yes. Okay, and now
mentally.
I'm when you said structure, I'm thinking of building, Revneet. Okay, yes.
No, no. I
What are
know, I
the,
know, I
okay,
know.
yes. Well, I
Like,
guess I am my own structure, but see, this way good communication comes on, girl. Go on, girl. I had you wrong. Keep going.
yeah, it's
This is
like
good.
um healthy boundaries, like dressing up for myself, for example, like
Yes,
stimulating my mind if that's what makes me come alive, you know what I
yes,
mean? Like
yes,
playing with colors, uh,
yes,
textures, senses, because that's my feminine, right? But
yes,
then taking
yes,
out the time to do that, that's masculine, right? You
yes,
realize, right?
yes.
That's the structures that we do need in place. Because if we are all chaotic and in our emotions, we don't know what we're doing. We don't know where we are. Like that's yeah. Um,
Because, I'll tell you, the very first thing I thought about, I'm living in an area where, you know what, our services are cut like you wouldn't believe. Um,
mm,
and when I tell you, I see dominance, but unhealthy in terms of how we're dealing with that. So when you were asking me that question, I was thinking, oh, geez, what would be the most positive around here? Let me see. I'm not really coming up with anything, but now I know what you're saying, and maybe I was not reading your question right. Absolutely. So now, if you ask me that, I would say a lot of the same very things that you just said to me on how I keep my boundaries and the things that I show up for in myself that I know that I need to do because not only is it not only is it going to help center me, but at the end of the day, it's going to help to get it done, which is also going to end up taking massive amounts of stress off of me at the end of the day. So that's
right,
where I think my masculine kicks in. It's organized in getting done what needs to get done, and also healthy enough to know when to say, okay, you're done. Just chill,
right,
chill.
right. And I also feel that for me, it's also about attracting a healthy partner because I do feel it is helpful and it is uh, that structure actually helps you be in your feminine energy more. Because if you're always doing everything by yourself, to me, it's also a toxic masculinity, right?
Girl, let me tell you, you hit on. We got a little bit more time. We got a little bit more time because this is a good one. Let me tell you right now. I was sitting and thinking about this last night.
Yes. And that's what we're here for. We're not here to do it alone, right?
No,
That's
I know, I know.
that's also part of healing to understand when you have gone too far, I guess, and you're not
But that
growing. And
whole letting somebody in,
yeah,
ooh, baby, I'm not gonna lie. It's it is a little bit difficult. I have to be
yeah,
very. I've been in my masculine for so long, and it's like, oh my God, I don't even think I know how to talk when it comes to, what I listen. I don't know all that submissive talk. I don't. But anyways, I'm just telling you because you're making a very, very good point. You have to be
yeah,
ready for that, and I'm so used to doing it on my own,
yeah.
and that's that.
And you
Yeah,
can do it,
I
but
I
look
need
at
I need I need to work on that. I need to work on that because I'd like me a little bit of comfort too before I die and
I'm
leave
the
off the
same
planet.
way. So, but I'm also
Absolutely.
realizing again, it's a limiting pattern. It's a limiting belief where you're like, oh, I don't want anybody, but it's coming from hurt and disappointment. But
Yeah.
you need to realize if there's a person like you, there are billion other people. So
Mm,
there's a big possibility for someone else like you also, right? Um, but to just be open for that, because I think ultimately we are playing here and it's not that serious like we think it is. And that's my lesson too.
Oh boy. That's a very good one. You asked some pretty good questions there, baby girl. That's
Oh,
a good
thank you.
question. And I think it's so good because it's so relevant for me right now. And I was just thinking about that, uh, yeah,
Okay,
soften up,
so
Hilda. Just soften up. Okay, just soften up just a little bit. Just soften up just a little bit. And I don't mean that in a bad way, or not in a way that, what I'm going to compromise my boundaries. But I am
yeah.
kind of yeah, I would call myself as a matter of fact, right now. And I need to come out of that. Um,
Maybe we can talk about this in
yeah,
another video because I think this is a
absolutely.
topic many women are struggling with.
Yes.
Um, because so many of our wounding is from men,
Yeah.
and it's yeah, we can talk more
Mm,
about it. But I want to miss the comments. Moon says,
no.
I feel masculine energy is complementary in various parts of my life. I think when that energy is not supportive of the feminine energy is when it may feel restrictive and vice versa. Yeah, they need to work in tandem. It's almost like it's a dance, right? Um, and it's a great point because I have felt that, and like I said, I touched a little bit about my professional, like my career side is where it was all masculine. It's like you need to keep doing it, you need to keep working. But what about my feminine side? What about that? Let's talk about that, right? If I keep focusing on the masculine, where is my feminine gonna go? Right?
Yeah.
So they need to work together. And I think that's how we are built.
Yeah.
Um, Alana
Yes.
says time and money are cages to me. That's a separate topic. But yeah, time and money are okay. We all have masculine and feminine energy duality. Could you say that for me, Hilda? What does it say?
Where is it?
We
Where am
all
I
have
reading?
Susie's comment. I just want to make you laugh.
Okay. I had a no. Okay. Wait. I had a man compliment
N-
me on my dress.
no, we
Okay.
all
Where am I?
have before that.
Okay. Okay. We
We
all have masculine and feminine energy duality.
duality. No, I'm kidding. I can't.
Duality. Yep. Yep.
Duality. Oh yeah, duality. Absolutely, we all have that. You didn't get it, Hilda. It's okay.
I
Imagine
didn't.
living.
I didn't.
It's okay. Imagine living in a Pisces world as a Virgo. Sorry, I don't know astrology. Living
I got a
against the
bee
grain.
buzzing around my head. If you really want to know the truth, and I'm saying don't land. Now you can stay, but you know what? Mind your business.
Living
Oh,
against the grain, literally. Mm. I guess she's saying that for her, time and money don't make any sense. So it's kind of a mismatch between inner and outer. Okay, interesting. No man is an island. Control dogs, bulldogs. Hilly, Alana is saying. I don't know
control
what
my
that.
bulldogs. Well, this is what I was trying to say. You know what?
I
What you're
got.
saying is control my assertive side. I am trying. I'm trying. You know what? Trust me. I'm sure. Listen, I'm just going to get real serious right here. I'm sure that once I'm stroked properly, I'll
Yeah.
start to soften up. But I'll tell you, it's going to take a man that knows who he is stepping to be able to get through the process. Because no, you know what? I have been riding it by myself for a very long time. And it does produce a certain type of individual. So I'm not willing to take that away from myself either. I'm not ready to be roll over Betty. But I do realize I
Right.
need to soften it up a little bit. So if you stroke me the right way, you might get a little bit. You might, you know. Now, did you
Okay.
hear that? Stroke me. You must stroke me, right?
God.
Okay, that's the best I got. That's the best
Uh,
I got.
okay, we got you. We got it, Hilda. Moon is saying, oh, this topic alone needs a separate video. Like I was saying, I think we
Yes, yes, it does. Yes, it does. Hmm.
Susie's saying I had a man compliment me on my dress yesterday, and instead of saying thank you, I said, well,
That's the masculine. This what no, this is what I'm trying to say. You're looking at him like, what do you want? What do you want? Oh yeah, yeah. It's just not my thigh you're looking at. You don't think you're getting anything either. Listen,
Susie,
he
you
is
gotta
the
say
up ass
thank
high.
you. Yeah, you gotta say thank you.
Okay, that might be a little bit of toxic. That might be my toxic masculinity. Hilda, calm down.
It's a
Okay. Oh well.
Oh, all right. Okay, this was, and thus Matt was, thus, this, this, I'm sure she said this.
your,
This,
your pain. I feel your pain. Yes, you can feel my pain because I know that you're feeling your own pain. Listen, we're all in pain. I should start another site. I'm going to start another YouTube channel. It'll be link up. Won't that? I'll bet you that be the channel go right off the roof,
uh,
bringing all the karmics. Oh my God, the warlocks. They're hungry right now because people are waking up, right? Saw another video out there about that too. You can't get by us, but they're coming
um,
fast and furious.
oh,
Anyways,
Caps,
no warlocks.
this no warlocks for now.
He
Hilda,
was
no.
hella fine. Well, he was
There,
hella fine. Did you get his number? If you didn't get his number, then just no good for him being hella fine.
did you get his number, Susie? We want to know about that. Her caps are on. She's
Yeah.
practically yelling.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This was good. I think we are
This
a little bit
was.
over an hour, but by 10, almost 10 minutes. But yeah, we just
And,
wanted to open this conversation and this was good.
and so next Friday, it'll be over on mine.
Yes.
We're gonna do it again next Friday. Yes. So we'll be over on Nova Scotia's Organic to the Land Stories next week. And you're gonna get sick of our face. No, you won't. I think they like our face together, red meat.
I think
Yeah.
so. That's why they
Yeah.
come back. They're beautiful. Our beautiful
Absolutely.
friends.
Absolutely. That's
Um,
what I'm telling
but
myself.
that's what I'm telling myself. All right. Do you have anything else to add, Hilda? And I will conclude.
I just want to say great discussion. And, I'll tell you something. I've been thinking about it all day. And I'm still also thinking about, but, and good questions. I want to say that. So,
Thank
you
you.
know, thank you. Thank you for having me on. And thank you, everyone, for showing up. And you were also active in the chat with some really good comments
Yes.
and emojis and all of that. So you are appreciated.
Yeah. We value all of you being here. And also if you watch the replay, feel free to add a comment if you have any if you think we should talk about something that's relevant.
Yes.
We would love to know more. And thanks everyone for being here. We love you guys. And we'll see you next week on Hilda's channel. And bye
Bye.
everyone. Bye Susie. Bye Alana. Bye Moon. Everyone.